Everybody. Today I'm going to go over day 5 and 6 of your real life simulation. This is all the same stuff that you've already done. We're just small little changes that you're making to make it so that you can afford things more, not go in the hole or save up more, or whatever situations you're running into. So on here, you're just going to put your new amounts in this. The checks to write, you're just going to leave this the same as previous, or like groceries, you can change where you're getting them. Personal care, you could change. Entertainment, again, you can change. Eating out is a little bit more. Credit card. This one is if you had to charge if you had to charge 0 on your 1 month register, then minimum 50. So if you didn't go over, like if you didn't go into the negative, then you can actually skip this one because you didn't need to do a credit card, if that makes sense. But if you had to like 0 out from the month and you had to charge it to a card, meaning you went negative in your register, then you should have like zeroed it out and put it in the account summaries. So now this month you have to make a payment to that. I'm just having you do a minimum 50 because I don't want anybody to get used to making small payments. Like if you make like the minimum payments on things, it takes forever to pay it off and you pay way more because of all the interest that keeps accruing like every month. So just FYI. Savings and investment. I'm wanting you to do a minimum amount for those so you can kind of see like, oh, am I able to save? Am I able to invest? Because you want to be at this, like at the stage of your life, you want to be able to do both those things. You want to be saving up for emergency expenses and things you want. And you want to invest because remember how in the investing unit we talked about starting early is so important, even if it's just a little bit. Okay, so again, making sure so if you don't have a roommate, I think this said 300 and then divide by 2. I think I said you could do 200 though if you had a more expensive one. So keep that in mind. If you had a really inexpensive, like 1 bedroom or studio, then add the 3 and then divide it. But that's your new rent. So you can change your rent amount if you have to do that. And again, in real life, you'd be stuck in that 1 month lease and you wouldn't actually be able to do that. But we're wanting you to be like, let's make some faster changes. You also, a reminder, can lower your utilities. Look back at your bills assignment for the correct amount with a roommate. So you just look at bills assignment for your new amount for that. You can also get a second job. Feel free to ask me in class or email me if you need for an amount for that second job. I usually have you do like $300-400 extra a month for a second job. So you could do something like that if you need to. And then the rest, a lot of it just stays the same because you can't change your student loans, right? Your cell phone bill, you can sometimes lower that, but other times it's harder to because you already like signed like a contract or you had certain amounts that you're doing with that. But it's a possibility you can check in with me on those things. Okay, and again, remember to pay attention to just the minimum amounts. So this section, the checks to write, should be really quick and easy. And then when you finish with that, you want to get started on your check register. So for this, I just have carryover from last month, if any. So you don't have to put like a withdrawal deposit. You could just put the balance that you had. If you had 0, put 0. You should have either a positive number or 0, because if you had a negative number, you're supposed to transfer to like a credit card, basically saying like you just charged it each time. But if you have a positive number, put it here. Like if you had $200 in your checking account from the month before, put it in. And then again, you're going to have your paycheck deposit. So you just do your deposit from that you did before. Exception being if you had to get a second job, you would add that amount to your paycheck deposit just to show it all as one. Okay, again, no more than $300 to $400 extra a month though. And you're working hard for that extra $300 to $400 too. So just kind of keep it in mind that, yeah, it's easy right now to say you work another job, but it's harder to do in practice. You're working a lot because it's working beyond a full-time job in a separate thing is a lot of work. but sometimes you got to do what you got to do. Okay, and then you just scroll back up and go to your car payment. Again, you're just going to do each of these. So reminder, you should have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. However, you might have 16 if you went in the negative, right? Because you didn't have to do that credit card. So you'll either have, it's 15 or 16 above what's here. So you'd have 18 or 17. Okay, so keep that in mind. Make sure you have the correct number of them and just keep going each thing. So car payment, again, I think we did US Bank in our example before. Again, I would do the date that I'm doing it. So to me, I'm filling it out here. I would put US Bank for car payment, my withdrawal. I don't remember what I did before, but I'd be $200, and then I'd subtract it from whatever my balance is after my paycheck deposit. Okay, and then I just keep doing this again for each one of these. So you should have all your information by now, and you should be able to do that. Okay, my goal for you for day 4 was to get, day 5 is to get the checks to write totally done, and then at least get halfway done, or maybe just get everything entered into your checks to write, and then maybe in day 6 you could go back and fill in the balance part. It's up to you. And then you're going to go over your goal versus actual spending in month 2 again. So that's where you scroll back up to your reminder. Yours should be here underneath the copy, your link to your budget sheet. You should have your own link there. I just don't have an example, but you code at that. And then instead of don't stay on month 1 this time, because remember we're in month 2, you're going to click this bottom month 2. And then this is where you have the budget summary. So you're going to have your total income, total expenses, and the difference, whatever you normally have here. Mine's blank right now, but I would normally have something because you should have done that on day 3, I believe, 4. No, day 4, I think. And anyway, then I have that up so I can scroll on down, and then, oh, I didn't go far enough. So scroll down, and then that's here. So goal income, goal expenses, and then the difference. Just go right here from that month 2 sheet on there. Okay, and then this one is your register. So again, your actual income is probably going to be the same because if you got a second job, you plan for that, right? So you'd put in whatever your income is from your register that you put in. You put in your actual expenses from the register. Reminder, how to get that is you don't have to do a ton of math with it, but your income, your expenses, basically take whatever, you might have to take your balance and subtract it from the next month if you had that first, like kind of take that out. But then your income is going to be your paycheck deposit, like we said. And then if you take your balance of what it would be just with that paycheck deposit amount, then you take whatever you end up with, you just subtract it from that, and then you end up with a positive amount. Okay, if you have a negative amount, say I have negative 200 on my balance, you actually just take your paycheck deposit amount and add $200 to it, and then that's your expenses. Okay, so it depends on what you have, and it goes here, and then you just do the math and put it here, and then make sure you give me a plus or a minus so I know that you're understanding whether it's a positive or negative amount. Okay, and then that's a pretty quick like day 5 and 6. So you can even feasibly get it done in one day. I just give you 2 days, give catch up time to work on anything else if you need to. Day 7, we'll go over account summaries. We'll have some other work with stuff, day 8 and day 9. So I will catch you then. Bye, y'all. Have a good day.